glad you all came back in one piece, although it sounds like you had another harrowing experience. Still, your actions have helped us tremendously. The information you obtained will bring us closer to solving the mystery of stigma.
I never imagined that Kidman's outfit would be in Kularuma.
Apparently, their reach extends beyond North America.
It would have been nice if we could have learned the whereabouts of Professor Wilkins. But unfortunately, their boss died before we could get any information out of him.
The situation is progressing favorably. We'll soon know the truth. Now, I do have some good news. The FBI is investigating the Kidman family, based on the information you provided. They've already found a potential informant, but that individual only agreed to cooperate on one condition.
Which is?
She wants an operation. But she doesn't want it done by just anyone. You see, she's seen you on TV, and
You don't mean...
Elena, I want you to prepare a surgical field kit. She has also requested that the operation be performed in her home. Marcus, Valerie, I'll leave the rest in your hands.
That's totally absurd. Just who is this person?
Ask the FBI. They know her well.
What a foolish child. While he was still growing up, I tried to keep his ambition in check.
It must have been difficult for you, Madame Devereaux.
I was so proud when he became a doctor. It was the war that changed him. When he came back, he fell in with the wrong crowd. And somewhere along the line, he became obsessed with the idea of selling germs as weapons. Maybe it couldn't be helped, considering my own ties to the Mafia. Alphonse, is there no coffee for our guests?
Actually, Madame, he already offered us some, but we need to prepare for the operation.
Oh, is that right? Alphonse, never mind. Many people want me dead, so it wouldn't be prudent for me to leave the mansion. So I apologize for having to summon such accomplished doctors as yourselves. Now where did they go? Say, little girl, did you happen to see a lighter and a cigar case lying around here somewhere?
Madame Devereaux, you'll be undergoing a medical procedure soon. And if you're suffering from a serious illness, you need to stop smoking.
Nah, you quacks are all the same.
Now, about the information you're willing to disclose.
I know a little about my son's land holdings, but I have no idea what he uses the property for. No matter how hard the FBI prodded, I wasn't about to give them the information for free. But if two of the world's top doctors will treat my illness, then it's a different story. I'll tell you after the surgery. I hope you don't mind.
She seems rather calm for someone who just lost a son.
She's been part of the underworld her entire life. I'm sure she knows how to cover up her emotions.
No, I still think she's just trying to look brave. She's simply afraid to die too. The reason she demanded that we be the ones to perform the operation is that she's so cautious.
I'm done disinfecting the room. I'll explain the procedure now. The large intestine is the affected area. Our objective will be to extract all the tumors there. These are the results of a more detailed examination.
Blood identified in the stool. She seems to have symptoms of anemia as well. But there's no decrease in her appetite or weight, which doesn't seem to make sense.
It would be best if we don't think of these as normal tumors.
Let's be on guard and get this done. Beginning the operation.
Well then, let's begin the operation. As we noted before, there are some odd inconsistencies in the pre-operation examination. Let's be careful.
What is this? This is an unusual tumor. It looks like 3 blood vessels are supporting the tumor itself.
We need to remove the blood vessels before we can excise the tumor. Let's drain the tumor cytoplasm first.
Next, let's sever the blood vessels and excise the tumor. One blood vessel has been severed. Please do the same for the others. One more, and then we'll be able to remove the tumor. The tumor has been cut off. Please extract it. There are still wounds remaining. Please treat them. The tumor has been extracted. However, judging by the examination results, I don't think that's the only tumor around. The patient's vitals aren't stabilizing either, so let's keep going and stay cautious. Oh, more tumors. Treat them the same way as before. The tumor has been cut off. That's another tumor removed. One more to go.
Did the tumor regenerate? We'll have to start the treatment over from the top.
Please keep your guard and treat the remaining wounds. Tumor extraction confirmed. Signs of tumor presence have decreased markedly. Just a little more to go. More tumors have appeared. There are more of them than before. Let's continue the operation.
Hey, what's going on? Why did the lights go out?
I don't know. It appears that the entire building's electricity has been cut off.
Well, we can't stop now. Isn't there anything we could use for a light source?
I've got an idea. Here's your lighter. Elena, can you shine the light on the affected area?
Understood. Please tell me where you want me to. I'll hold the lighter. Just tell me where you need more light. This is it. Please treat the wound. Be sure to treat the small tumors, too. Watch the patient's vitals. You'll be able to extract it soon. One done. 2 more to go. 1 more to go. All signs of tumors have disappeared. Let's treat the remaining wounds. We're done extracting the tumors. For a minute there, wondered what else could have happened. About time. Let's get a report back from them about why the lights went out like that. Well then, let's close her up and finish this. Operation complete. Great work, Doctor.
Are you awake, madame?
Oh, it's over? How did it go?
We've removed all the tumors. The operation was a success.
I knew I could count on you. All of the other doctors told me nothing could be done. Now, as I promised, I'll tell you where my son owns property.
You should take it easy. The effects of the anesthetic haven't worn off yet.
If you go upstairs to the guest room, you'll find a chest. There's a note inside which you may take. You see, I didn't want you to leave here empty-handed in the event that I died.
That was very thoughtful of you, Madame Devereaux.
Ah, it is I who should be thanking you, young man. There wasn't much joy in my life before, but now, I feel as though I've turned a new page.
Stigma is now an international problem. The organization in control of the pathogen has become a global syndicate. Even the guerrilla forces stirring up trouble in Kularuma are part of their network. This organization is employing stigma as a weapon to terrorize the world. Their recent activity in Europe is particularly of concern, and those nations are on high alert. Furthermore, a base of operations was recently uncovered in Russia.
Allow me to add one thing on that note. Caduceus International has dispatched a special team to Russia. They've already confirmed cases of stigma there.
And within the United States, we've located another node, Kidman's hideout. A sweep is planned for 2 days from now, once all necessary preparations have been made.
My name is Irene Quattro. I'm the director of Caduceus. Our organization has agreed to assist in the operation. We will inspect the site for stigma, and if necessary, deal with any contamination.
This is a risky operation, considering the nature of the pathogen. Please, proceed with extreme caution.
I can't believe we're being sent to a mafia hideout. It's so dangerous. And just so you know, I'm not that good of a shot either.
What are you talking about? I thought we were just going to be on standby. We've been asked to investigate stigma at the scene, Leslie. We'll be entering the hideout once they've confirmed that it's safe inside. Really? Oh no, what am I going to do? What I fear is a large outbreak of stigma. We'll need to assign those patients to Marcus and the others.
All right.
This is an anti-stigma agent. It hinders the synthesis of nucleic acids, thereby inhibiting the growth of stigma. Needless to say, its clinical trial isn't complete, but this is an emergency.
So it's like an antibiotic. Are there any side effects?
It has strong nephrotoxicity.
Well, we appreciate your efforts despite the less than perfect solution. However, if anything happens, it looks like we'll be relying on Dr. Vaughn and Dr. Blaylock again.
Let me guess. The private sector pulled their support for research on the drug, right?
Yes, unfortunately. We're not very popular at the moment. I was hoping to have Cynthia's assistance, but no one knows her whereabouts.
It was bad enough she quit, but now she's missing?
Hopefully she's just taking a vacation. But we should investigate her mysterious disappearance regardless. I've asked the director to look into the matter.
I doubt she'd just run off without telling anyone.
I know you're worried about Cynthia, Val. But tomorrow's a big day. Make sure you're ready.
We are interrupting our regularly scheduled program to bring you live coverage of a shocking event. Earlier this morning, the FBI raided a mafia hideout as part of a major investigation. The members of this crime ring are suspected of manufacturing a deadly pathogen known as stigma and are believed to be responsible for a number of recent terrorist acts. Stigma is a man-made... I'm sorry, it appears that the situation is changing as we speak. Excuse me, has someone been injured? Ladies and gentlemen, I've just received new information. Someone has been injured in the raid. This is Guy Davidson of AN24 Network, bringing you all the details as they unfold. Apparently, the suspects are armed with both firearms and biological weapons. Here on the scene, tension fills the air.
They're bringing us patients. All of them show signs of acute stigma infection.
How many?
3.
So they had stigma, just like we thought.
And without their boss, they're out of control. What a nightmare.
Why don't they just surrender?
The patients are here.
Do we know what type of stigma they're infected with?
Brachion and Care have been confirmed, but we're getting other reactions besides those two. I believe that they're infected with 3 or 4 different stigma.
What kind of cruel joke is this? They have that many stigma inside them at once?
Fortunately, Chief Cromwell's anti-stigma medication is suppressing their development, but...
That only buys us some time. We need to hurry.
Bring in the patients in order of the severity of their condition. We'll start operating immediately.
Understood. The first patient is in the most severe condition and is infected with Brachion. Please get ready.
We don't need to see any more lives taken by stigma. Start the operation.
Well then, let's do our best. I'll prepare the serum. Extract the grapplers from the ends of the arms. The toxins have been released. Control their progression with the forceps. This is going smoothly. Get ready for the arms to regenerate. Treat the arms as quickly as you can. Disappeared. We're done treating the first patient. Let's close him up. Going rather quickly. The next patient, according to the examination results, a combination of soma and care?
So we'll be dealing with 2 types at once.
What a pain. Let's try to keep focused.
Soma and care confirmed. Soma has released its cellular tissue. Now's our chance to use the laser against it. Care has created lacerations. Please suture them. Soma's cellular tissue has split up. Please, hurry and drain it. The incineration of the somaphore is proceeding smoothly. Incinerating. Continue dealing with the remaining care as well. has appeared. Is coming. The pair have fused together. Use the laser to incinerate it. Incinerated. There's nothing remaining to deal with. The next patient is the last one. Just a little more left. We're moving along much faster than anticipated. Amazing, Doctor. This is our last patient. He seems to be infected with Soma. Soma confirmed. Please drain it. The Soma tissue has dispersed. Drain it. This wasn't detected in the examination. Already the serum. I can't believe Onyx was hiding in here. I'm turning into hiding. After it! It's still not over? Let's end this already. Just a little more. Incinerated. Only the Onyx is left now. The Onyx is gone. Treat the remaining wounds and we'll be finished here. looks like they've successfully gained control of the hideout. Let's finish this operation too. Amazing! Those were incredible operations.
Ladies and gentlemen, it appears that the FBI has gained control of the hideout. We've also learned that the individuals believed to be injured were in fact infected with stigma. But at this point, they've all been treated by the on-scene medical team. What you're seeing now are the suspects, who have been arrested and are being taken away. That's right, folks. The members of the Mafia have been arrested. Among them, I see a man who appears to be a scientist of some sort.
Where are you taking me?
Doctor, look! Professor Wilkins! That face! Marcus, it's definitely the professor.
So he was behind this.
Yes, the scar on Wilkins' head was exactly what we thought it was. An electronic device has been embedded in his brain, as you can see in this picture.
That explains the change in behavior.
Yes.
But how was he able to conduct Kidman's stigma research? I mean, with that thing controlling his brain.
It's like being under hypnosis. He could be manipulated by the power of suggestion, but he still retained his intelligence.
So, is it possible to change him back to normal? And
his family would like us to try.
The authorities have also consented. They want to hear his testimony in his normal state.
I believe it's possible, if the device can be removed without damaging his brain. Dr. Vaughn, I'd like to hear your opinion.
I think we should give it a shot. For the professor's sake.
Then, we should start considering the obstacles we'll face while performing the surgery. Dr. Everett, I'll let you know the time and the place once we've given this more thought.
Yes, ma'am. There is one last question I'd like to raise, though. It may have occurred to you already, but I don't blame you for not mentioning it. Who was able to perform such a difficult operation?
We'll be performing brain surgery on you, Professor. I'd be lying if I said it was going to be easy, but it's necessary to return you to your normal self.
I don't think he can hear you, Dr. Vaughn.
I'm a doctor, and this is my patient. He deserves an explanation.
Is he even aware that his name is Wilkins? Maybe you should address him as director.
That would be defeating the purpose, Val. Professor, if you know the name of the surgeon who operated on you, can you please tell me? Otherwise, we'll have to make our diagnosis during the operation. Do you despise me, Professor? After all, if I hadn't discovered stigma, then none of this would have occurred. And you wouldn't be in this condition if only I'd done things differently.
You are mistaken. Stigma was destined to be born from the very beginning. It matters not who is responsible for its discovery. We are blessed to have witnessed such a marvelous creation.
Professor?
Can you not imagine the possibilities of the next generation of stigma? It searches for a way to coexist within the human body, and I intend to grant its wish.
What are you saying?
This isn't the professor. It may be his body, but there's something else inside of him.
I'll explain the situation. This operation's objective is the removal of a number of plugs from an implant in the professor's brain. This complex device releases a weak electrical current that can modify a person's personality. The plugs transmit that current to a specific section of nerves in the brain.
I can't believe that Kidman and his group were capable of creating something like this.
Nor can I. This isn't a device that can be handled with the equipment we've seen in their possession. Needless to say, it would require advanced equipment as well as skill to implant something like this. Extracting the plugs will be a difficult task, but I've told Elena the operational procedure. This goes without saying, but working on the brain carries great risk. You must work with the utmost care to prevent minimal after effects to the professor's brain.
That's what I have in mind.
We must succeed with this operation. A device like that, it shouldn't exist.
Please prepare for the procedure.
We can't make any mistakes. Let's begin the operation.
Well, let's begin the operation. To begin with, we'll work on the actual implant itself. Before we can remove the plugs from the implant, we need to put the device into sleep mode. Use the forceps to pull out the 3 chips in the center. I'm told that doing this will cause part of its functions to be suspended, but please be careful not to touch the objects rotating around it when extracting the chips. Please place it in the tray. The first chip has been removed. That's the second one. The next chip, this is the last chip. Now, let's move on to extracting the plugs. The affected area is over here. These 5 plugs are supposedly sending special signals into the professor's brain. If we remove all 5 of them, the implant will stop having an effect on his personality.
What are these lights on the ends of the plugs?
It seems that they light up when they receive signals from the main system. Because of the modifications we made to the implant earlier, the transmission signal is cutting out. Please pull out each plug while its light is off. Be sure to pull it in the proper direction to remove its out. The first plug has been removed. We pull it out carefully. Now place it in the that's the third one. We removed more than half of them. This is the last one. Now put it in the
Good, it's all plugs.
We've disabled the personality disruptor. Finally, we need to turn the implant back on.
Can we just leave it alone?
The device is in an unstable condition, and it's apparently dangerous to leave it as it is now.
Hey, what's with this?
All we have to do now is place the chips we removed back into the center. But
We have to put them in while avoiding those moving things?
yes, that will be the case.
Well, we're in no position to stop right now. Still.
Place that chip in the center. That's the first one. Just 2 more. Please be careful. That's 2. This is the last one. Great work. All steps of the operation have been completed.
I hope that this will return the professor to normal.
We'll just have to wait until he regains consciousness and see for ourselves.
Where am I?
He's awake.
Is he back to his usual self?
I see the operation was a success. I'm glad I didn't fall victim to my creation.
Professor?
His memory has reverted back to when we operated on him at Concordia.
Marcus, I've decided to take your advice and stop researching stigma. I had a dream. Actually, it was more like a nightmare. So I'm terminating the project.
I think that's best.
You're not gonna tell him the truth, Marcus?
It's not for me to say. It's the director's decision.
Good. You're all still here.
You could have just paged us.
That's okay. I'm sure you're all tired from the surgery. I apologize for the short notice, but there will be another meeting tomorrow. We'll be discussing the international investigation of the Stigma Syndicate. Doctors from the other Caduceus branches will be present.
I'm concerned about the professor's condition, but I'll try to make time for it.
There's one other thing you should know, just so you aren't taken by surprise. One of the topics on tomorrow's agenda concerns Cynthia.
How so?
She's in Central Asia, Caucasus to be precise, and she appears to be there on behalf of the Syndicate.
What?
This group based in Caucasus calls itself Parnassus. The Syndicate was researching stigma under their supervision. Their leader is a man known as Master Vahushti, who, according to our records, has resided in the United States under the name Ray Kerensky.
Ray? You've got to be kidding!
You know him?
He and Cynthia were seeing each other.
This man, Vahushti, is quite famous in the world of medicine. After obtaining a medical license in North Carolina, he and a friend started a business venture, which quickly grew into a major manufacturer of precision instruments and implant devices. That company is Columba & Cornix, a subsidiary of the Humani Corporation.
So Professor Kerensky is Master Vahushti. He provided me with advice regarding Elena's transplant operation. That bastard.
Excuse me. My name is Hans Nilsson, and I'd like to make a statement on behalf of Humani. Neither our company nor Columba & Cornix has supported the Syndicate in any way. In fact, it's quite the contrary. We, too, have become victims of their scheme.
Please save the explanation for later. We need to evaluate our current situation. Now, we've learned that an individual named Cynthia Kazakov has ties to Vahushti.
She worked here at Caduceus for a while. She was directly involved with the stigma research.
And Mr. Marshall, according to a different report, Cynthia was a member of a secret research team for the U.S. Army and Humani. Is that correct?
Yes, that's what I've been informed.
How far has the military's research progressed?
I cannot make any comments on that. I've been informed that no research was conducted exploring military uses of stigma.
Cynthia, how many people were you spying on?
She had the trust of Kidman, Caduceus, and the U.S. Army. We should assume that most, if not all, of the research data is now in Parnassus's hands. And I'm told that their level of activity has increased as of late. Dr. Stiles of Caduceus, Japan, who is dispatched to Caucasus, will now give us the details. I'm sure you all know, but he's the doctor responsible for saving the world from guilt.
Hello everyone. I'd like to take a moment to update you on the current status of Caucasus. While I was there, I treated a number of patients who'd been infected with stigma. Similarly, the U.S. branch has dealt with a variety of cases as indicated in their report. But the true problem is this organization called Parnassus, mentioned earlier. The local police are investigating the matter, with the assistance of the Russian army.
The United States will be providing support as well in order to crush Parnassus. We will be supplying both instruments and medicine, in addition to dispatching doctors from Caduceus.
I believe that's a very wise decision.
I've already volunteered you two. I hope you have no objections.
I'll go and put an end to this.
I'd like to know the truth. I was friends with Cynthia after all.
This is Angie Thompson. She assists me with my operations. She accompanied me to Caucasus and helped to analyze stigma at the scene.
The research data provided by everyone was quite useful. But the stigma are showing signs of change. Unfortunately, they're not evolving to our advantage.
Could you be more specific?
They're beginning to multiply without the existence of calorium. And if they're doing that, then they're becoming much more infectious.
So then, someone's still researching and refining them.
The nature of these infectious strains of stigma changes as it spreads from host to host. However, there's a limit to the number of times a strain can undergo this change. They're planning to utilize this unique characteristic to their advantage by spreading stigma over a limited period of time and then allowing the pathogen to die out naturally.
So they're trying to tame the devil, huh? What a dangerous plan.
Its completion is drawing near. We don't have much time to lose.
On orders from Caduceus, we'll be going to investigate where these weapons will be heading to. We'll leave Caucasus to you guys.
Director Quattro has more detailed research data. It should aid you in your investigation of Caucasus.
Thank you. That's very reassuring.
These missions will be dangerous. But I know we'll all see each other again.
There's so much I'd like to ask a master surgeon like yourself. But let's wait until this is all over.
Yeah, when that time comes, we'll talk about the future of medicine.
Dr. Vaughn, the police have stormed in.
All right, Elena, head to the back.
How can they use that old castle as their base? Have they no respect for history?
Nobody would ever guess that a terrible disease lurks inside.
I guess they were trying to impress their buyers. Well, if this really is their storehouse, then it should be filled with weapons. At any rate, storming this castle will be no easy task.
We have an emergency. The enemy's used a chemical weapon. A few officers have been hit.
Do we know what type of substance it is?
It appears to be a blister agent.
We need to treat them immediately. Elena, clean the patients and bring them into the operation tent.
Yes, Doctor.
They even had chemical weapons?
Doctor, we've received word that the analysis team is unable to determine what type of gas it is.
They don't know what it is? Is it some new kind of agent?
What should we do? We can't deal with an unknown chemical.
Wait. The patient's symptoms include those from existing poisonous gases. It's like the effects of multiple types of poisonous gases are appearing at once.
So it's a compound of known agents.
We do have antidotes for each of the different conditions. Let's treat each condition as it arises. That's all we can do for now.
But the antidotes are powerful medicines on their own. If we inject too much into the patient...
Let's use a sedative along with it. If we sedate the affected area first, we can minimize the amount of antidote we use.
But we won't be able to see where the affected areas are when they're sedated.
Then it's up to us to remember it.
Understood. I'll prep the antidotes. Please get ready, doctors.
This will be risky, but we don't have any other choice. Beginning the operation.
Doctor, the antidote kit is ready. I've also injected a coloring agent into the patient as well. The affected areas should now have visibly different colors. Inject the antidotes into the areas with the same colors. Well, please open them up. Memorize the color and locations of the inflammations. Once you have them memorized, inject the sedative. The colors will disappear after you inject it. The inflammations have been sedated. Do you remember what the colors were? Please continue using the antidotes on the inflammations with the same color as the medicine. The inflammations seem to have been reduced, but the numbers are still high.
That means that more of them will appear soon.
More inflammations are appearing.
Are there any signs of inflammation?
They're still high.
There are more inflammations.
This sedative is still in effect. That doesn't seem to be the right antidote. Only the one with the same color will have an effect.
Does it look like we'll see any more inflammations?
We can't let our guard down yet.
More.
All signs of inflammation have disappeared. His numbers are back to normal.
We should be alright now. Let's start closing them up.
Please close him up.
Send the guy from the operation to the analysis team.
Understood. I think they'll be able to create a specific antidote using this data.
I hope so. I never want to perform an operation like this again.
Dr. Blaylock! The police have located Cynthia.
So she is here. I don't know what happened to you, Cynthia, but there's no way I can forgive you for what you've done.
I don't hear that many gunshots anymore. The operation must be drawing to a close.
No new injuries have been reported either.
It looks to me like we have the upper hand.
Maybe so. But if we back them into a corner, who knows what they might do?
Cynthia.
Doctor, they've taken Cynthia into custody.
They have?
Where is she? I want to see her. I've been waiting to talk to you, Cynthia.
I never would have imagined that you were a spy. You were a big help to us at Caduceus, or so I thought.
Did you do it for Ray? Or was it your own decision?
You don't know anything about him, Val.
Apparently not. But I'm not interested in the aspirations of an arms dealer.
Calm down, Val. If you don't mind, Cynthia, will you tell us about him?
He was born and raised here, in this miserable land torn apart by civil war. He went to Russia and then to the United States in order to become a doctor. He realized his dream and started a medical company. But when he returned to his homeland to offer his assistance, he found only betrayal.
What happened?
The army tried to assassinate him while he was working at a refugee camp. He had devoted his life to saving the country, and that was how they repaid him. Goodwill was an unwanted guest.
Unfortunately, that's a reality for countries in turmoil.
He had always been an advocate of reconciliation, but from then on, his thoughts became more radical. There is a legend among these people. They believe that long ago, a great flood destroyed mankind, save one family that landed here. As a member of the chosen people, he's allowed his pride to corrupt him. The forces of destruction are still weak, he said. And he began to yearn for greater power, regardless of whether it was good or evil.
That's how he became involved with arms trade and stigma.
Yes, he sold his soul to the devil, and he received stigma from Professor Wilkins, with whom he was acquainted.
You worked so hard at Caduceus to save people's lives. Was that all a lie?
I honestly don't know. Although, I can say that I don't think the same as he does. For a time I believed that I could change him. But his madness only grew stronger. After I left Caduceus, I came here to try and dissuade him from his plan. But shortly after I arrived, he put a shackle around my heart.
What?
See the scar on my chest, Val? He implanted a pump unit designed to terminate my life. He has the ability to kill me by remote control whenever he wishes. And so, I am bound to this castle.
But that's not what it's meant for. It's to save people like myself. This is horrible.
If that's what's keeping you here, Cynthia, then let's remove it.
I doubt that's possible, Val.
We'll make it possible. But you have to trust us.
There's still hope. What do you say?
I'm sorry, Val. I'm sorry for everything. This is the implant he placed inside me. The image is a CAT scan that he took. And even further inside is the special chip he installed.
It's pretty deep inside. Removing it won't be easy. Won't he find out what we're up to during the operation from your vital signs? What if he activates the chip while we're operating?
That's not going to happen. He's at a college in Caucasus, in his own personal ark. He doesn't know anything about what's going on here.
Even though he left you here?
That's why he left me here. He has no interest in me anymore.
Cynthia, I'm going to save you. I swear it.
Thank you. You're the only one that never changes.
We must save Cynthia, no matter what. Let's begin the operation.
Well, let's all do our best. We'll be operating on her heart, so please be very careful while performing this procedure.
Where's the pump unit located?
In the atrium. Let's take a look inside.
Is this the same kind of implant I have? If that's true, then we can remove all the control chips to completely shut it off. First, let's burn the control chips with the laser and stop the pump's function. One of the control chips has stopped functioning. Use the scalpel to remove it. The chip has been cut off. Now, remove it with the forceps. That's the first one. That's the second one. An irregularity on the EKG implant has been separated. Let's remove it with the forceps. This is the chip that's keeping her here. The chip is implanted directly into the heart. Dear God. We should carefully peel this off little by little instead of ripping it off all at once. First, we need to disable the chip. Use the laser on the chip to burn it. The chip has been disabled. This is similar to the control chips. Begin the removal process with a scalpel. Next, make an thankfully, her heart didn't begin fibrillating. Now, make an incision over here. We can almost let the chip rebooted itself. We can't remove it like this. Disable it again with a laser. The chip's been disabled. Again. Doctor, the next incision will allow us to detach it. The chip has been detached. Use the forceps to extract it and place it in the tray.
The extraction has been completed. That should do it.
Don't start celebrating yet. We're only halfway done.
We need to replace the pump implant that we removed earlier. I'll get the implant ready. Please keep an eye on the EKG and place it again. Another irregularity on the EKG. Please watch out, Doctor. Her heart is fibrillating. Stop the treatment for a moment. She's undergoing cardiac arrest. Massage the heart to resuscitate her. We have a pulse.
The angle doesn't seem right.
The pump has been placed inside the heart. Next, we'll attach the control chips. The first control chip is in. Another irregularity on the EKG. Please walk out. There are still wounds left. Let's treat all of them. The pump has begun functioning again.
Alright, let's close the atrium.
Vitals are stable. Her heart is also remaining in stable condition.
It seems like she'll be alright. Well then, let's start closing her up.
Please close her up. Operation the same tools. The same machine can be used for both good and evil. It all depends on the intent of the person who uses it. Great work, Doctor.
It's over, Cynthia. We did it.
I'm so glad we could save her.
You know, that's been our goal all along. To save people's lives and rid the world of illness.
You've already made up your mind, haven't you, Market?
Yeah. Let's end this once and for all. It's time to confront this Master Vahushti. Alright, here goes.
This is Vahushti's room?
It's very quiet.
Vahushti! Where are you?
Who disturbs the serenity of my laboratory? I see you're different from those ill-mannered police. But how did you learn of this place?
Do you remember me, Ray? It's me, Valerie Blaylock, Cynthia's friend. She's the one who told us where to find you. And yes, we removed your wicked device from her.
I see. You're Cynthia's friend. That's all the more reason to welcome you.
Do you remember Professor Wilkins, Vahushti? I'm Marcus Vaughn, his associate.
So, you're Dr. Vaughn. Welcome, Father of Stigma. But even if it was by mere chance, your discovery is of great significance.
You've got it all wrong. I'm not its father. I came here to eradicate it.
What an ignorant decision. Your sense of duty as a doctor has blinded you to the possibility of life. What is needed in this world, which long ago reached maturity and began to rot away, is stigma. The power to create new life. Rejoice that you are chosen to take part in this momentous occasion.
I knew you weren't normal, but you've completely lost it.
What happened to you, Ray? You were a good doctor before, but now you're just a ruthless murderer.
Have you not yet tired of the meaningless praise you receive for saving people's lives? Open your eyes. The true nature of life is endless conflict. This is the path that mankind must walk. How can you not see it?
It's over now. Your Parnassus is gone.
My power remains undiminished. Because my body itself is the Ark. I am the vessel that holds the new form of life.
You're infected with stigma?
He's no longer capable of judging right from wrong.
Infected? No. We are in symbiote together with stigma. I will survive through the end of an age, as did my ancestors.
Elena, get the anesthetic.
Yes, Doctor.
Marcus, don't tell me you plan to operate on him.
I see edema on his body. The infection must be in the advanced stages. We can't allow this strain of stigma to leave here. We must confront it to learn the truth.
I've contacted Caduceus. We've sent them the research data we found as well.
I've taken a look through the data. This is one troublesome stigma. He's named it Cardia. Could it have been named that because that's where it attaches itself? It means heart.
The heart.
Since there are stigma that can cause secondary infections, we can't ignore any types of stigma. We can only predict what may be triggered by the death of its host, but we should prepare for the worst.
I won't let that happen.
We have to completely remove all traces of Cardia from the heart.
Can all of you hear me?
Director!
Caduceus will do everything in his power to exterminate Cardia. No, all stigma, everywhere. I'm sending staff to prevent secondary casualties through infections to you immediately.
Hi, Elena. We have a large number of skilled nurses ready to go, too.
You don't have enough equipment there, right? We'll prepare some for you as well. All you need to do is concentrate on your operation, just like any other procedure.
Dr. Everett, stop chit-chatting with them and prepare the equipment for transport.
Everyone.
How encouraging.
Yes. We're not the only ones here fighting. Doctor, I'll do my best as well. Let's put an end to stigma.
I don't regret the decisions I've made. I will eliminate stigma.
Okay, let's begin the operation to remove the Cardia stigma. What on earth is this?
A membrane. It's completely covering the area.
That thing on top must be the core.
The core moves on its own, covered in an outer shell. We'll be monitoring the operation at all times. Send us as much information. Right now, we have little information about the core itself. Please let me see what happens when the membrane covering the area has been removed. First, apply antibiotic gel to the membrane to soften it. After that, make an incision with a scalpel and extract it. Please try this procedure.
The section of the membrane is attached. It's possible to extract. Whoa! It's possible.
There seems to be no problem with this man. Please continue extracting the membrane.
Huh? It disappeared? The membrane extraction is proceeding smoothly. The membrane has been completely extracted. How did it get over there so fast? The membrane is regenerated.
These numbers, they're good. The core seems to be under a great deal of stress. Please continue the membrane extraction procedure.
endurance. We can't lose. The membrane has been completely removed. Doctor, be more careful when extracting them. The membrane appears to return to normal if left with just a little more. We did it! Extraction complete. The outer shell came off. The core's out in the open now.
It's unopened, but incinerating it with the laser is our best option.
We'll finish it with this.
It's working! Keep it up! Watch its movements. Please, current and future lacerations. Cardia discharged something. Use the forceps to remove it. Amazing! Just a little more, Doctor. There's so many!
You're finished.
Is it over?
Yeah.
Doctor.
You rid my body of the last stigma.
Yes. Consider it your atonement.
I don't know if I'll ever be able to atone for what I've done.
Marcus, he seems different than before.
Stigma is an antagonist for malignant diencephalic sclerosis. It has protected my brain until now. Without it, I won't survive for long.
You use stigma to treat a diencephalic disorder?
Wait, but then the change in his behavior, could it have been induced? Could he be suffering from delirium as a side effect?
It's getting hard to breathe. I let my anger take control of me. I lost myself. My regret is too much to bear.
I'm sure you saved countless lives over the years. But that doesn't give you the right to take away even a single life.
Dr. Vaughn, Dr. Blaylock, thank you. You saved me. I was able to repent before my death.
He's gone.
Doctor.
It's finally over.
The threat of stigma, which brought fear to the entire world, was eliminated with the dismantling of the criminal organization Parnassus. Caduceus's international network was integral to the operation, providing treatment and taking preventative measures in a number of countries. Because of their efforts, the disease was successfully contained, and the crisis caused by man's divisiveness was brought to an end through cooperation.
How can you decline? It's an invitation from the President himself. He wants to recognize you all for your efforts in fighting stigma.
I tried to persuade them, but their answer was still no. I'll prepare an official statement if you like.
I just don't understand. It's such an honor.
They've gone through some painful experiences, and occasions such as this would only reopen the wounds. What they need right now is to be with the patients they've treated, to see their smiling faces.
Our top priority is the analysis of Vahushti's data on stigma. I have to admit, though, I'm not exactly looking forward to it. However, it's of tremendous importance to pathology and pharmacology.
True. But it's hard not to think about Cynthia at a time like this. It would be the perfect opportunity for her to undo some of the damage she's done.
I like to believe that while she was here, she focused on helping people. I just can't bring myself to think otherwise.
Well, our purpose here at Caduceus is to save lives. I'm sure that's where her heart was while she was with us.
Dr. Everett, why don't we call it a day and get some dinner? You too, Robert, if you have the time.
Oh, this is a rare occasion. Sure, why not?
All right, Elena. See you tomorrow.
Bye, Leslie. Looks like that's it for today.
The director assigned us so many patients, we didn't even have time for a break. Are you ready to head out, Marcus?
Not quite. I need to finish this up first. By the way, Val, I'll be out the day after tomorrow. I'm going to see Professor Wilkins.
Is it about restoring his memory? Mind if I tag along?
No, not at all.
Then I'll inform the director. You weren't planning on leaving me behind, were you? I am a member of the Special Disease Counteraction Team.
Elena.
All right, you two. Let's go get some fresh air.
You know, looking at the city like this, it almost seems like nothing ever happened.
Do you have any regrets, Elena? You know, if you hadn't followed me to Alaska, you wouldn't have had to go through the whole ordeal.
I don't have a single regret, Dr. Vaughn.
All those sparkling lights, each one is a patient, and they're counting on us to take good care of them.
Stigma is gone, but who knows what's in store for us next.
I'll never quit being a doctor, Marcus, no matter what happens. No matter how hard it may seem at times, or how much danger I have to face. For the sake of those patients that only I can help.
I feel the same way. I'll be counting on you.
And I'll be counting on you.